What's going on, guys? Disorderly Product News. In this video, we're going to go over why you should never talk to the police. In fact, I'm going to prove to you why you should never talk to the police. Plus, we're going to go over what the Supreme Court says about talking to the police. Now, remember this article I'm about to read to you because I'm going to ask you about it towards the end of this video. Here we go from the Chicago Sun-Times. Last Wednesday at around 5 a.m., a woman by the name of Joyce DeWitt found 3 men who were apparently involved in a gangland-style slaying. She found the men on the 5700 block of Ashland, in between 57th and 58th Street, while she was walking her dog at 5 a.m. in the morning. That's the article, so there's only one thing left to do. Cue the music!
Disorderly product news. Disorderly product news. Disorderly product news. DPN.
Okay, so let me set this up. Me and Nightcrawler Media pull into a gas station in which a traffic stop is already started. I pull out my camera and start recording. Nightcrawler is in the store. Surely these 2 officers will not have a problem with an unbiased third party who's remaining silent and is filming them, so they have a record of what happens. It protects them. It protects everybody. Surely they wouldn't have a problem with that, right? How many of you think they had a problem with it? Well, let's watch.
Drive everything with your license? You have your license before? Yeah. What was that for? Have you ever had an Illinois driver's license or state ID? Okay, what's your current address?
So the sergeant, or the white shirt behind them, he was called over on the radio after I took out my camera and started filming. I have not said a word. The officer on the driver's side cannot keep his head in one position. It's on a swivel. He looks like he's a bobblehead doll in an earthquake. He's looking left, he's looking right, he's looking left, he's looking right. Now, the officer on the passenger side is illuminating the car with his flashlight, and he's looking through the paperwork with her. He says, "What's that? What's that? What's that?" He's also looking in the glove box when she opens it, and it's perfectly legal because now it's in plain view. The plain view doctrine still holds true. It's in plain view. That's why it's always important to know where your paperwork is at, because you don't want the cop sitting there. He wants you to stumble and fumble and look everywhere, because then he gets to look all through your car.
They're going.
Now this officer by the driver's side is completely tweaked out. I'm yelling for Nightcrawler, and now he's looking behind him. So he's looking to the left, he's looking to the right, and now he's panicked looking behind him. He doesn't know what's going on. He looks like a deer in headlights.
What are you doing, dude? Where's your camera? They're calling back up. Look at this shot. Put the camera on the guy. It's all about the guy. Where were you at, dude? I was wondering where you were at. I don't know.
Did you just hear that? The officer on the passenger side just apologized to the people in the vehicle for my presence. Yeah, I'm sure I'm the one they don't want there. Listen again.
Where were you at, dude? I was wondering where you were at. I don't know. They called backup. They called him. This obviously guy's backing up them.
Oh, now the party started. We got a whole different department showing up now for the cameras. 2 departments, 5 police officers for 2 cameras. Really, 1, because they didn't even know Nightcrawler was there up until 10 seconds ago.
Them. This is Elmwood Park. There's Chicago. This side's Elmwood Park. That's not their jurisdiction. Just the guy with the beard. is he's questioning the passenger for some reason. And he got all nervous and called the sergeant, the guy with the white shirt.
Dude, I forgot I didn't hit the recorder. I didn't hit it hard enough.
Sergeant, the guy with the white shirt.
Dude, I forgot I didn't hit the recorder. I didn't hit it hard enough. I noticed you were in the parking lot.
Why I think he's so nervous is I would bet you $1 million he didn't read them the Miranda rights, and they're in a detention, so nothing they say could be admissible in court. That's why you always record, because you think he's not going to try and use it in court? So let's get into the Supreme Court and what they say about this. This is Justice Robert Jackson. Now, there are 9 Supreme Court justices. That means there are only 9 spots available. There's only 9 jobs to be a Supreme Court justice. This is the LeBron James, the Michael Jordan, the Babe Ruth of the justice game. They've learned and forgot more about law than we will ever know. They have devoted their life to law and order. They understand the law on a level we will never understand. Now, Justice Robert Jackson, he was the general counsel for the Bureau of Internal Revenue. He was also special counsel of the U.S. Department of Treasury, special counsel Securities and Exchange Commission, assistant U.S. Attorney General, Tax Division, Solicitor General of the United States, Attorney General of the United States, Chief U.S. Prosecutor at the Nuremberg trials. The Nuremberg trials were the trials they had on the Germans after World War II. He was the chief prosecutor for the U.S. What does he say about talking to the police? Surely he knows, if anyone does, because I don't think you could put out a more impressive resume than that one. So the Honorable Justice Jackson says, any lawyer worth his salt will tell the suspect in no uncertain terms to make no statement to the police under any circumstances. To make no statement to the police under any circumstances. Now I'm going to show you what a police officer tried to do to me in a traffic stop, and I'm going to show you why you never answer questions.
All right, you have your license and insurance on you? I do. All right, can I have that, please? Thank you. Is this your current address in Chicago? Is this your current address in Chicago?
That's my ID.
Is this your current address?
Yeah, that's my ID.
Alright, but do you get mail here?
I can answer any questions, so whatever you need to do, go ahead and do that, but I'm not going to answer any questions. So I've given you what I'm required to give you by law.
I know, I just don't want to write the ticket to the wrong one.
I'm not going to give you answer any questions.
Okay,
so
that's fine. Alright, here's that back.
It's sad that I had to put up such a fight to say I'm not going to answer questions, right? And some people out there might be saying, disorderly, why not just answer the question? It's a non-guilt-seeking question, right? Well, first of all, he's not mailing me anything. He's giving me a ticket. What do you mean? You're not mailing me anything. If he's mailing me something, I'm still waiting for it because I never got it. Furthermore, in Illinois, you have 10 days from the time you move or you change your name to alert them. You have 30 days to physically get it changed. The repercussions, suspended license. If it's past a certain amount of time, which happened to a friend of mine, a female who had never been arrested a day in her life, had 2 young kids in the back of her car. And because she didn't change her license address in the allotted amount of time, they put her in handcuffs and drove her to jail while the kids waited for the father to show up. Never been arrested a day in her life and put her in bracelets in front of her kids. You don't ever talk to the police. It can only hurt you. It cannot help you. But I understand why a lot of people do it. They play on your emotions. You know how they say anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law? That's right. Can and will be used against you. But nothing will help you. You know why? Because the police officer will be on the stand. And your lawyer says, well, didn't my client say this to you? You know what's going to happen then? State's attorney is going to say, objection, Your Honor, hearsay. The client's in the courtroom. He can testify for himself. You know what the judge is going to say? Sustained. So nothing you say can help you. It can only hurt you. Nothing will be exculpatory evidence. Evidence that favors the defense. That's what exculpatory evidence is. Now, let's go back to the newspaper article I read to you at the beginning of this video. And let's see how many of you are equipped to talk to the police. Police say Mr. Witt found how many men shot dead at 5 a.m. on Wednesday on the 5700 block of Ashland. A, 1, B, 4, C, 3, D, 5. Now what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video and write your answer in the description below. Obviously you could just sit here for a second and wait for me to tell you the answer, but pause it and put what you think in the description below. The right answer? Well, if you guessed A, you were wrong. If you guessed B, you were wrong. If you guessed D, you were wrong. If you guessed C, you were wrong. Why? Because police never said anybody got shot. They said 3 men were involved in a gangland type slaying. Your brain decided and assumed and put the other part in there for you. But nobody ever said there was a gun. Nobody ever said anybody was shot. They just said it was a gangland type slaying. So now you're in there and they're questioning you and you just said that, and they look over at you and they say, how did you know there was a gun involved? We never said anything about a gun. How did you know they were shot? Well, you say gangland type slaying. I just assumed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. But you don't have to take my word for it. Let's talk to the Supreme Court, see what they have to say about invoking your Fifth Amendment right. The Fifth Amendment says you cannot be compelled to be a witness against yourself. In Ohio versus Reiner, one of the Fifth Amendment's basic function is to protect innocent men who otherwise might be ensnared by ambiguous circumstances. Truthful responses of an innocent witness as well as the wrongdoer may provide the government with incriminating evidence from the defendant's own mouth. So they sit you in an interrogation room for 3 days like they did James Gibson. Everything you say, you are stuck to. Now, you're going to be asked to tell that story over and over and over again throughout the proceedings while these detectives are trying to get charges against you. Make a mistake and they'll use it against you. And nobody can tell the same story after 13 hours. Nobody. In fact, let's say this. The IRS, call your lawyer and the IRS wants to talk to you. And you know you didn't do anything wrong. You say, I didn't break any tax code. I am 100% innocent. You know why that's so crazy to say? It's because people that write the tax law can't understand the tax law. It's that complicated. Nobody could say with any kind of certainty, let alone 100% certainty, that they did not break the tax code. That's why you never talk to the police. It can only hurt you. It can't help you. Now, let's get back to these 2 people in the car. They were pulled over for something. You think if they're trying to give them a ticket, they're going to be standing on either side of the door asking them questions? It doesn't look like they're getting a ticket now. It looks like they're trying to do something else to them. But they can only do it if these people keep on talking. If they didn't need them to talk, they would be in bracelets already in the back of the car. So let's go back to the stop and see how that ends.
I noticed you were in the parking lot.
Okay. Who's your friend? Okay.
Dude, I wouldn't even answer any questions. You're doing way too much talking.
Did she just call me?
You live?
Okay.
Yeah, no.
It's going to take me months to go through all this footage.
Okay. This is sir, I'm going to cut you a break tonight. The kid's got a installed safety seat. That's really important. Make sure you're ready to
Dude, we won. We've saved hundreds of dollars of tickets tonight. We're literally.
I don't know why you would come back, though. Wisconsin sounds a lot nicer. Yeah.
Don't come back. It's a warning. Don't come back.
Have a good night.
They got the white shirt to make sure they don't do anything stupid.
Well, no, he was their backup. He went into that parking lot they called backup. These guys came for whatever reason. I see you. Yes, you've been on camera. You got to wave. Yes, they see you. They see you. Congratulations. It's a camera. You see him. Like, he waves to me every single time. You're welcome, guys. Hey, go to Disorderly Product News. Don't talk to the police. Next time, be quiet.
As they drove past, the driver smiled and gave me the thumbs up. So, again, driver, I'd like to apologize for those officers being on the scene.
But you're welcome. He's gonna... Oh no, he's waiting for us now. We win! We win! You lose, we win! My camera chased them off. I chased them all off. I'm a hero. I'm an American hero. I rid the parking lot of police officers. You're all welcome.
So there you go, guys. That's why you don't talk to the police. Everybody knows not to talk to the police, but those are the reasons why you don't. Those are the pitfalls you can find yourself in. One more. The Innocence Project, when DNA came out, they found that 1 in 4 people that were exonerated 100% due to DNA evidence had given confessions or statements that directly convicted them. People that we know are 100% innocent gave statements or confessions that led to their conviction. If you think it's a fair game, it is, as long as you uphold your rights. If not, the game is rigged. Just ask James Gibson. My name's Disorderly Product News, wishing you and yours a very safe and happy rest of the weekend. Good night.